Hello, everyone. Oh god, I'm so blown out by this. Hold on one second. Oof. Let me know if you guys can hear me. I always have, like, issues with my mic. Also, please ignore everything in the background right now. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm very nervous right now. My anxiety is, like, I don't even know why I'm so anxious, but, like, I haven't streamed in so long. I can hear you. Oh my god, thank God. Yeah, no, my anxiety is going off right now. So, like, I haven't streamed in a very long time, and, I haven't exactly been on the internet for a while. A lot of things have been going in my personal life. Uh, hear you loud and clear. Oh my god, you guys are blessings. So yeah, I am definitely kind of anxious right now. I'm trying very hard to, like, rein it in. But today we are going to be kicking off me streaming again because I'm hoping to have Thursday night be like a regular thing. Doing reactions and like Q&As on here about LGBT stuff. We're going to be reacting to I Spent a Day with Non-Binary People from Anthony Padilla. I was meaning to make a video on this and I filmed half of it and I couldn't do it. It's a lot. Um, so yeah, we're gonna be reacting to that today. I'm very, very excited. Thank you all for being here and making me feel welcome again. I absolutely adore. I love streaming. I don't know why I'm so anxious right now, but I am. Hopefully it'll get better when I start the video. So let's start up the video and see what happens. Let me know if it's like too loud for y'all or not. Yeah. So let's get into this. Oh, I always love his intros. It depends on the day, I'm not gonna lie to you. If it's blissful or not. Yeah. You know what's crazy? There's literally no normal. Like, it's something that I have talked at length with my therapist. Oh god, there's literally, you cannot see me. Um, the, I've talked at length with my therapist about how I can barely hear the video. Okay, dope. Let me do. Let me do the thing real quick. Desktop audio. I'll put you like there, maybe. I also hate how. Oh, that might be a little much. Let me. Okay. Tell me if that's better, y'all.
Hello, Angel.
Hello.
I've seen. I love all of these people, by the way. Ah!
Jeffrey.
Hi there.
It's been a very long time since I've seen this video. Yeah, that's better. Okay, bless. Too loud? Me or the? Hold up. Eh.
Non-binary community. We say
Okay, wait. I can make this better. I can do this. I can find a happy range. I'm sorry. Okay, let's see. Let's see if that's better for y'all.
I don't have to be in either box. What questions surrounding the idea of being non-binary do you feel like a broken record answering?
I'm gonna answer along with these. I think broken answer for me that I'm just tired of like dealing with is like people being so confused about my pronouns. Like I literally cannot. They're like, "Oh, you use they them pronouns, cool." And then they don't use them. It's like, bruh, it's one of I don't get it. If you're going to ask me and then not use them, and then also the misconception that like it's a new thing, like non-binary isn't a new thing. Yeah.
Do
No.
I have to be androgynous to be non-binary?
Oh, that's a good one
use they,
too.
them pronouns in order to identify as non-binary. No,
You don't.
Is it they, plural? And the response is, what do you say when someone leaves an umbrella?
Straight
Oh,
up.
they left that over there.
Exactly, and you're talking about one person.
I was talking about the 500 people that probably
Under an umbrella together.
The least interesting part of it is the pronouns.
100%.
That is such a
Literally.
technical classification. It's about giving yourself this profound freedom and joy and
Yes.
bliss in your body.
Yes.
And people are just like, but how do I use the pronouns? And I'm like, shut up about the pronouns.
Yes! They're so fucking right. First of all, I do believe they still use Jacob as their name. I love them. If any of you have seen She-Ra, oh my god, Double Trouble, they voiced them. It was beautiful. But honestly, I think one of the things that people hyperfixate on is the pronouns and stuff, and I'm just like, bro, that is the least interesting part of it. For me, the most interesting part is that I get to be myself and I get to walk through the world, not, at least for me, because I know a lot of people would probably still see me and think, oh, there's a woman. Actually, that's not true. The last 2 days, I've gotten called sir by 2 different people, and it's made me very, very happy. I was like, I've made it. But that's mostly because I've been wearing this for the last 2 days. Should probably clean it at some point, but we're not going to talk about that. So, where was I going? Yeah, being myself and being able to walk through the world without feeling the pressure for myself to, fit into being a man or being a woman, because those feel so confining to me and just so uncomfortable. And I think one of the best ways, I think Milo Stewart described it best as gender, binary gender feeling like an itchy sweater. Yeah.
You get offended when people misgender you.
I'm personally a little bit more chill about it, but I do know that there are other people who are non-binary out there who it is really, really painful for them to get misgendered. It just depends on who it is.
So for me, misgendering, first of all, where's the cat? If he's in the background, please enjoy the cat. If y'all want to see him, I can get him at some point and show you this cat. Oh god, what is he doing? Oh well. I love how you have your cat in the background. It's not on purpose. Actually, here, let me. Oh my god, Pippin. Come say hi. He hates this, but. Say hi. Hi. I guarantee you he hated that. I'm. Yeah, no. He is the one that has decided I'm his favorite thing in the whole wide world. Here, I want to sit down. Yeah. So he's decided I am his favorite thing in this whole wide world. So he is essentially my little shadow every single day. Are you gonna lay down? Are you gonna scream with me? Hi, baby. Oh, he's purring. So misgendering, I don't know about you guys. When I was younger and I identified as gender fluid, I think, first of all, my gender was a bit more fluid when I was younger. And then, I gotta go, but I love you. Have a great time. Oh my god, thank you. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. So, yes, that was cat hair. Literally, there are 4 cats in this house. I'm always getting hair out of my mouth. It's bad. So when I was younger and identified as gender fluid, I think partially the reason why I identified that way is because I was a bit more fluid, but also because I feel like it gave people the, if I told them I used all pronouns, it made me not quote unquote care as much if they called me she, even though I still cared. And when I started using exclusively they them pronouns, telling someone, hey, I use they them pronouns, and then them not doing it kind of sucks, because it's like, oh, I don't want to think that you're NB-phobic, I think that's what it's called, NB-phobic or transphobic by you not using my pronouns correctly. Um, so it just kind of sucks. I definitely, like, I'm around people for the most part that use my pronouns because I work at home and I don't leave the house, and all my friends gender me correctly. But when I worked in, like, retail and stuff, I definitely got misgendered more, and it really, really affected me, like, a lot.
For you, you feel like it's more about the intention behind it?
It is the
Yeah,
intention
especially the
behind
aftermath.
it.
Like if somebody misgenders me and then I correct them, how they react afterwards is
It's
really
also
more
really
of
hard to,
what I look
like,
for.
Someone can use the wrong pronoun
correct
and
people.
mean it with a lot of love and just not know better. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And I think that it's important for us to hear people's intention and then meet them where they're at and then be like, oh, actually, I do use they, them.
Right, because it really comes from a matter of, do they respect me or
Right.
not?
I think most people
100%.
are well-intentioned, and most people are trying to be kind and respectful.
Do you welcome people asking you questions?
Always. I have the right to.
That is one of the things that I absolutely love doing on the internet and in my personal life. Like, I know there are a lot of non-binary people that feel as though they don't need to have to educate everyone around them, which you don't. People have Google, literally Google. There are plenty of non-binary people on the internet who will explain what being non-binary is. But I've loved, completely agree. I've absolutely loved, like, getting to tell people what being non-binary is and what it means for me and how it looks different for everyone, and, like, the things I want to do with my body compared to what other non-binary people want to do with theirs or not want to do with theirs. Like, everyone is so different and everyone in the community is so beautiful, and, like, I love being non-binary so much. And, like, I just love explaining it to people. I love, even if, like, they have, like, that reaction, I'm like, I still, like, informed that person. I've never gotten, like, super negative comments from explaining non-binary like, what non-binary is to people, which I'm very, very grateful for. But yeah, I don't know. It's definitely something that not every non-binary person has to do. I just very much enjoy explaining, like, what being non-binary is.
Sort of be like, I don't feel like talking about my gender right now, but I'm down for questions, and I'm down for, like, just, you know, a very easy curiosity and a kind sort of wondering, because most people we don't have good language for all this stuff yet. Most people are still pretty early in figuring a lot of this out.
100%. Oh my God!
When
Don't.
did you first realize that you did not identify with the gender that was given to you?
Oh
As
my
I, like,
God.
grew up, I kind of, like, was comparing my experiences with other kids and seeing how they would react to certain things, and
I'm gonna
was
let
super,
them
like,
all-
obsessed with certain girl things and girl
Straight
clothes,
up.
and it's not that I was obsessed with only boy things, but it's just I didn't see that binary.
100. Okay, so let me tell you all a tale. I grew up in the Mormon church, which is very rigidly binary. They even believe that, like, your soul has a gender, like, you have a male soul or a female soul, which, like, growing up, I remember, like, I used to ask my mom, like, why didn't God make me a boy? I think I stopped asking that question when I was around, like, 6 or 7, because I could tell she was, like, getting a little meh about it. And then when I hit puberty, I could just tell that there was something off. I was very angry going through puberty for a lot of reasons, but also just, like, feeling so disconnected from what my body was doing. I remember my mom had to, like, force me to put on a bra for the first time. I hated it. It just, and I know a lot of people will be like, well, women can feel that way too, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, I just don't feel like a woman. Like, it's just not something that has ever, I haven't felt like a man either. I just have felt like me, like myself, like something that isn't tied to womanhood or manhood, the roles that plays, the social construct that plays into the binary so much that we have, especially in Western cultures. And like this person is saying, I can't remember what their name is, but, like, I just didn't see it. Like, I didn't understand why God made, like, boys and girls different. Because I was just like, everyone's a person. I'm not gonna lie, like, I still very much have a hard time, like, when I get close to someone, I don't see their gender. Like, it's really interesting, because, I mean, most of my friends are somewhere on the non-binary or trans, like, spectrum, but, like, when I get close to someone who's cis, like, I still, like, I see them as that person. I don't see them as, like, a woman or a man, which is, I don't know if that's weird or not, but...
Anything that you were interested in was fair game.
Yeah.
While many other kids would say, oh, that's a boy thing to do. Oh, that's a girl thing to do.
Exactly. Yeah.
I would get segregated from, and I, for the most part, had mostly boys as friends growing up. Like, one of my best friends growing up was a boy, and first of all, everyone thought we were going to get in a relationship. Thank God that did not happen. And second of all, like, whenever he was off doing things, because in the church they, like, split off boys and girls at a certain age, I was like, I want to go be with my fucking best friend. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was so shitty. I don't know. It annoyed the fuck out of me. And then in the Mormon church they have, like, girls camp and Boy Scout camp, and I always wanted to go to Boy Scout camp because girls camp was, like, essentially, like, glamping, and I was like, no, I want to be in a tent, I want to be on the ground, I want to do archery. Like, I was just annoyed. I was annoyed at being gendered and not being able to, like, roughhouse it in the woods while I was at a camp that literally had, like, a chlorine pool and we did crafts and shit. That was not camping.
For taking all the dresses and not letting anyone else wear them.
Were you in trouble because you were hogging it? Or because it was not a boy thing?
Both?
I never had a moment where I didn't realize it.
As long as you can remember it.
The moment that people introduced conceptually the idea of boys and girls, I was just like, well, that's dumb.
Literally.
That is a societal construct.
Right, like, that's
It
stupid.
is.
And I was just like, I don't know about that one. Because all that gender was, for me, as a child, was just things that were forbidden.
I remember a group of kids making fun of me because I had
Oh.
a purple lunchbox. And they were like, that's gay. And I was
Oh
like,
my
I didn't know what
God.
that word meant. But I was like, you said it in a way that I feel like it's not a good thing, so therefore I should not want to be this
How
thing.
many Y's in the word gay? How did they say it?
It was like somewhere between 3 to 16.
Oh my God.
I mean, that is the appropriate amount for a purple lunchbox. I hope you eventually came to the realization that you were gonna keep your lunchbox, and
I wish I could say that was the case.
Oh
not a
no.
lot of us do.
I mean, it's really hard, especially, like, when you want to fit in as a kid. Like, I don't want to say luckily I was homeschooled, because I do have, like, some grievances with being homeschooled, like, mostly socially. But, I don't know. It just, kids suck a lot, and they're mean, and, like, they do shit when adults aren't around, but, like, they're learning this stuff from adults. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't just hear some random person be like, oh, that's gay. They probably heard their parents say that. You know what I mean? Like, you're teaching your kid to be rude. I don't know. It bothers
Mom,
me.
can I get a new lunchbox? She was like, why? I was like, I just don't like that one anymore.
Oh.
And that's where the communication ended.
It's like you don't go home and say that to your parents, and you somehow learned that that's how those people are, and you don't want to be it. It's so taboo, you shouldn't even talk about it.
Do you feel like you
Yeah.
were misgendered at birth?
Oh, definitely. I believe that most people are actually misgendered in so much as the moment we have a gender assigned to us, anyone, even if you identify as cis, even if you feel yourself to be a man, the moment the label man was placed on you, there was at least one expectation of manhood, the minimum one, likely more like 1,000.
I was gonna say no, but the more they're talking, I'm like, yeah, no, I was misgendered at birth. Because, like they're explaining, there are just so many expectations, even if you do identify as cis, to, like, fit into everything that entails, which is insane to me. Like, I can't imagine being a cis person with all of those like expectations. It's crazy.
That did not work for you. If people were just like, "Hi, this is Jacob. They're a person."
Wild concept.
Then I'd be like, "Oh, I'm just cool. Like, so can I go play with dolls?" And they'd be like, "Yeah, some people play with dolls.
That's a person thing to do.
Yeah, that's a person thing.
It is.
Like, can I like glitter? Yeah, that's a person thing. Cool, cool, cool. Can I kick a soccer ball sometimes but not love it that much? Yeah, that's a person thing. People do it. Yeah, totally. You know, like, I mean, it's so much easier and would have saved everyone a lot of grief and confusion.
True.
What do you wish that you would have been gendered as?
Probably non-binary, honestly.
Non-binary.
I would have loved a blank slate.
Right,
like, if my parents would have just been like, hey, this is
Like,
Angel.
Don't circle
Yeah.
MRF. Just kind of leave it blank. We'll figure it out later.
Yeah.
How did your parents play a part in this whole journey?
My parents thought it was their job to make me not. Because my parents used everything they could think of. With affection, telling me God doesn't love me.
Oh, God.
Beating me up.
Oh, God. My parents just didn't talk about this kind of stuff. I didn't know what being trans was, like, binary trans was, until I was, like, 17, 18. And then I didn't know what being non-binary was until I met Quinn, because they were the first non-binary person that I met. And I was so, like, what is this? Like, I got so angry because it was so foreign to me, and also I was like, the more they explained it, I was like, fuck, I think that's me. Which, we'll figure it out later, has me dying laughing. Honestly, right? That's a big mood. So I kind of blame my, I don't want to say I blame my parents, but my mom did have a conversation with one of her best friends at the time. Actually, she's still probably one of her best friends. When I was like 4 or 5, because I was asking those questions about why God didn't make me a boy, why didn't I have a certain part on my body, all of that kind of stuff. Can we not play with my hard drive? That would be great, sir. Do not do that. Oh God, hold up. Okay. Sorry about that. I wish I could have figured it out later. You got this. No, don't chew on the wire, please. For the love of God. No, so my mom had a conversation about me possibly being a binary trans man at like 4 years old with her friend. So like she knew that like I wasn't feeling it. You know what I mean? Like she could tell that like something was up, and I think she thought I outgrew it. Just turned out I hid it very, very well, which I did not. If you ever look at pictures of me as like a teenager, which I do not like to do, I can like see the desperation and like depression in my eyes. But where was I going with that? My ADHD brain. Anyway, my mom should have known. My dad, barely around. Don't really care about him. Yeah, my parents just didn't talk about that kind of stuff at all.
Everything that they could think of to get the queer to leave my body. The bittersweet thing about my dad is he apologized to me when I was like 33.
Oh my God.
It was good to hear at the time, and I started immediately to grieve.
Yeah.
The 6-year-old who needed to hear.
Lynn, serious talk. Cat, time to ruin this person's live stream. Straight up, this man is a menace.
How did your life change after hearing that from your parent, knowing that they came to the realization that they didn't do?
Oh my God, bro.
I understand that both of my parents
You're in a
have,
mood.
their own programming.
You're in a little fucking
What might
mood.
happen to you if you weren't the way that they envisioned your perfect life?
Okay, can I just? I'm about to hold up. I need a full chat for the whole. Oh God, I need a chat for the. This man is actually. Hold on. Wait. Okay. I have to put him up. Hold on. He's actually in a mood. Baby. So what I do, because I have a loft bed, I just put him up there. So he's fine. He's good, just so you know. Oh god, I hate how this looks. That's somewhat better. So, thank you guys for bearing with me. I could go on a rant for literally an hour, excuse me, about how if you cannot, as a person, deal with the fact that your child might not end up how you want them to be. I'm gonna sneeze. One more? One more? No. Okay. Sorry about that. If you cannot deal with your child, like the possibility of your child not turning out how you want them to be, you should not be having children. If you do not want your child to turn out queer, to turn out trans, to turn out non-binary, to turn out anything other than what you think they are, like, or what you want them to be, you should not be having children whatsoever. And it's insane to me that people, like, don't think children are going to be their own person. That's a whole human being with their own autonomy, with their own ideas, their own life experiences, like, literally everything. Bless you. Thank you. Thank you. Like, I don't understand how people can bring a child into this world and be like, I have so many expectations for you. I'd be like, no, be who you are. Like, learn to be yourself. Like, I wish, like, children are a clean slate. Like, let them be who they are. And let them have that unconditional love of, like, yes, you can be who you are. You can, like, as long as you are not hurting anyone else. As long as they're not hurting anyone else, let them be who they are. It's insane to me. Agree, if you have children, you automatically agree that you'll accept your child the way that they are. 100%. And there's so many people that, like, especially religious people. I'm sorry, like, I'm sorry. I grew up in a very high demand religion, and I have a lot of religious trauma, and a lot of my issues actually, like, the majority of them are from religious trauma and just how it just gets into every aspect of your life. So, like, I'm not very big on organized religion. I'm sorry if there's anyone in the chat that is. But, like, when it comes to, like, that kind of stuff, it's just like, bro, you have to accept that person, that your child isn't always going to follow how, like, your beliefs and what you want. Like, they're their own person. You should expect that.
Why?
My dad literally said I was afraid of what other parents would think of me.
Oh my
Because of who
god.
you are.
Literally, he was afraid for himself, not like, oh my god. I don't understand. Sam, how do you feel about religious trauma? Yeah, no, religious trauma is not it, y'all. It's a very serious, like, I knew I probably had it when I was young, like, when I was, like, 19 or 20, but, like, now that I'm going to therapy, I'm like, oh god, it really do be hitting. Literally this, I agree with this so much. Unconditional love and acceptance does not mean that when they turn 18, they automatically owe you everything you gave them. When they grow, oh my god, wait, I'm about to go back on a rant. Oh my god, when parents literally are like, kick you out when you're 18 because they're like, oh, we took care of you. Or better yet, when they're just like, oh, we took care of you for 18 years, now you have to take care of us. It's like, bro, you left me trauma. Like, you left me in shambles. Like, what the hell? You think I'm gonna take care of you? You think I'm gonna love you? Because that's not how this works. Like, I don't understand why boomers and, like, I'm gonna say boomers mostly. I'm Hindu, but my parents are sort of religious. I had to come out to them twice against my will. It was basically rocket launched back into the closet. I'm really sorry that happened to you. That is not okay whatsoever. But yeah, no. When, like, they think that their kids owe them that shit just because they gave them a house and food and clothes. It's like, no, were you there for me? Did you love me? Did you, like, actually listen to me as a person? Did you, like, spend time with me? Like, there's so many things in being a good, oh my god, ignore the cats. Yeah, no, it's, I don't know. It's one of those things that I'm like, I feel like it would save a lot of kids' trauma. Yeah. Anyway, bye.
And that was so personal for him.
Many of our parents are programmed to think that they are failures
Mm-hmm.
just because of naturally who we are.
Yeah.
Of course, that's going to rub off on us. I was taught so thoroughly to hate myself. You know, if my parents are going to treat me this way, I'm going to treat myself this way before
100%.
Right? I'm definitely going to be teacher's pet of self-hate. And I just went so thoroughly there.
Yeah.
And eventually the pressure just built and built and built and built, and I needed to do something very drastic.
Yeah.
And I moved away to a Buddhist monastery to be able to look at all of these patterns.
Or they say they brought you up in a world and take me out, or they think I owe them something because of that. It's irritating, honestly. Like, no. Not at all, bro. Whatsoever.
Quieting that internal monologue that was berating yourself constantly.
Or even taking a look at it, or ignoring the internal monologue, or learning to live a life that doesn't depend on it so much, right? I don't think
I still have that monologue.
But I certainly can get rid of the self-hate, and I certainly can treat myself well.
100%.
Do you feel like they kind of came from a place of fear, of fearing that if you didn't fall within these confines, that you might be hurt, you might grow up to not enjoy life or be bullied or whatever?
I think I was in my mid-20s when I first heard, like, my dad and my mom admit to me that they were scared for me. A lot of
Isn't that crazy? That, like, I don't know if my mom's ever been scared for me. Hi, how are you? Welcome to the stream. I don't think my mom has ever been, like, scared for me. Probably for other reasons. But, I don't know. I don't... She's never admitted for, like, my queerness that she was scared for me.
It was a fear that the world was going to hurt me because I am who I am. And the really f***ed up part...
They're not wrong.
The thing I had to explain.
Oh my god. Literally, like, they're not wrong. Like, the amount of times where, like, I know I've had it light when it comes to, like, getting berated for being non-binary. 100%. I know people have been literally unalived, like, assaulted, like, that kind of stuff. So, like, my stuff has been very, very mild, and I'm very grateful for that. I know that there's a privilege that I have in that, in a lot of cases. But, like, people get so mad when they can't tell what your gender is. When I worked at, I'll just say it. I used to work at Trader Joe's. Don't work there now, but I used to work at Trader Joe's. Over the pandemic, and when we had to wear our masks, people used to get so mad at me because they couldn't tell if I was a man or a woman. And I got, like, so many mixed reactions from people. And, like, why are you mad? When you're interacting with me, I'm not gonna see you again. Like, unless you're a regular who comes in. Like, I'm not gonna see you again. And, like, you're only interacting with me for tops 4-5 minutes, and that's it? And you're gonna get mad at me just because you cannot tell what is going on, like, here? Fuck that shit. Like, no. It's literal bullshit. And, yeah, I had, like, a guy get really, really pissed. He, like, yelled it at me. I was working with a non-binary femme person who had long hair at the time, and I had hair kind of similar to this, and like this big, not gonna lie, who kind of looked like a Trumpy, dude came through. It was actually while I was training, so it was in like the first like 2 weeks of me having this job. Like come up to our register, and he was like, you know, if y'all switch hair, like you should switch hair, that would make it right. And it's like, what do you mean? Like, I was literally like, I like my hair, and their hair is amazing. Like, they had really beautiful, like, curly hair. Like, it was gorgeous. But, like, it's stuff like that that just, like, why do you care? Like, why? It doesn't affect you. Yeah, I know all the religious trauma, too. Yeah, it's not great. It just sucks, honestly. Like, and again, I know that, like, I have not gotten anywhere near, like, bad whatsoever. A lot of the stuff I've had is, like, verbal. So, I know I shouldn't say I'm happy that it's only gone that extent for me, but, I know that it could go a whole lot worse. And unfortunately does for a lot of, other non-binary and trans people, especially non-binary and trans people of color. Yeah. Let's get back to the video.
Is that we will never live in a world that doesn't try to hurt people like me unless I live this way. There are risks that I have to take in order to create a world where I am safe.
Especially if you're a trans femme. Oh my god. Okay.
What do you think has been the most difficult moment in your life surrounding being non-binary?
Eventually becoming estranged from my parents. We're not in contact. You know, it has to do with a whole lot of things, obviously. But it has to do with the respect I've given myself.
I used to work at why is my chat so tiny? I used to work at fast food restaurant as a cashier, and people would get really mad at me because they couldn't tell what my gender was. Eventually I started just wearing a they them mask. I wanted to. I could wear pins, but no one ever looked at the fucking pins. I wish I could have worn a mask with words on it, but unfortunately there was this one kid that it was a whole thing. It sucked. He literally ruined masks with words and like logos on it for everyone. That sucks. People shouldn't be mad at you simply because they can't tell your gender. Glad you found a solution by wearing a they them mask though. Yeah, honestly. You shouldn't have to though. People just shouldn't get fucking mad.
Yeah, I mean, it is a very bittersweet thing because it's a big change. And that's the bitter part. But it's also a sweetness because it is something, it is a symbol of respect for myself.
I'm like trying to hit on people or trying to like meet people or trying to like go on apps. And then I'm like, but why am I not being treated as if I'm hot?
They're so cute!
And yeah.
Oh my god! Oh, by the way, y'all, I'm gonna have a video out about, like, dating apps, because y'all know I make, content about being asexual as well. So I thought, I haven't seen anyone do a video who is asexual and on dating apps, so I was like, I'll do it. But, like, I've been... How dare you confuse me, honestly. I've been on them, and I'm just like, the amount of, like, I feel like I haven't gotten treated the same way because, you know, I am non-binary, I have it in my profile. Like, I mean, most of the time, like, it's other queer people, so, like, I'm completely fine with that. I'm very happy, like, most of the people I've matched with are either trans or non-binary, so I don't have to, like, deal with cis people, but, like, yeah. I agree with them. I feel like because you're different and you're gender non-conforming.
Gender different people as just attractive and cute.
Straight up!
There's a stigma, right? There's
in the comments right now, there are dozens, if not hundreds, if not thousands of people saying, I would date him. I mean, right? Yeah. I mean, Jacob, single.
Hello.
Ready to mingle?
Yeah, fully prepared.
Single, ready to mingle. Yeah.
They're just like, I am ready, y'all.
That was an like apostrophe EM. Find them.
You knew what
I knew it was an apostrophe EM.
I'm like, you'll find him.
Right. Well, there was no aspirated H. I heard no aspirated H.
Oh, society. Oh, ads.
It's more than just a meal you make every night.
What is the most difficult?
Let me read, y'all. I was asked my name by... my dyslexia is acting up. I was asked why my name is feminine if I'm non-binary. As if I owe people gender neutrality. Exactly. Do people not understand that, like, non-binary is just an umbrella term with a whole bunch of identities under it that do, some of them align with, like, binary genders, but, like, not quite? Like, ever heard of demi-girl or demi-boy or, like, gender fluid people? Hello? Actually, I just don't want to change my name, though I don't like it, but some people choose names that are considered to be gendered and haven't changed their names yet, even if they want to change. We all share the universal pain of HelloFresh ads, honestly. I want him! I want him. If you think about it, any name can be feminine, masculine, honestly. Like, I chose the name Lynn because it's my legal middle name and it's, like, just easier for me that way. But, like, there have been times where I've thought about, like, going by Charlie or Max or... there was another name that I really loved that I thought would suit. But honestly, Charlie, Max, and Lynn are, like, the only names I would actually go by. So I feel you on, like, the changing your names and that kind of stuff.
The difficult part about explaining what the term non-binary means to people who are just completely unfamiliar.
People who were not in on the creation of a language find it very hard to explain.
I agree, you don't owe anyone you literally do not.
To explain deeply who we are using a language that is so weighed down with its very binary path.
Oh my god, y'all. Okay. Story time. So, about six or 7 months ago, I found a hate video. Actually, you know what? So 6 or 7 months ago, I found a hate video reacting to my 5 signs you might be non-binary, and I was like, I'm not gonna watch this because as soon as I clicked on this person's page, they had a video with Ariel Scarcella, I think that's how you say her name, and I was like, I'm not about to fucking turf out here, like, deal with this binary trans man, whatever. But I was like, you know what, I just want to see, like, what he says, like, a little bit. So I watched, like, a little bit of the video. No, I read the comments, and a lot of them were like, I can't believe they're, like, they have so much internalized misogyny, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, they're like, they can't even explain what being non-binary is. They're just saying what it isn't. And I'm like, there isn't words to explain it in this stupid language. Like, hello? Like, how am I supposed to explain what being non-binary is in the English language when the literal language is so like, and it's not even the most binary freaking language out there. There are a whole lot more languages that are more gendered than English. But, like, I was so pissed reading those comments because I was like, how else am I supposed to explain what it is when there aren't words yet to explain how this, like, works? Pissed me off. It literally made me so mad. Maybe someday we'll react to that video on a stream so that I'll just, like, tilt with all of you guys. Thanks, fellow religion. As far as I know, that's how you say her name. Okay, yeah. She's a piece of work. And a groomer. Literal groomer. Oh, God. Okay. Let's go.
Really difficult. And most people snap to an assumption that we're just so weird. But it really is just...
Okay, wait. Hold on. I want to answer this question. Okay. Sort of off topic real quick, if you don't mind. How would I know if I'm ready for HRT? I sometimes have to debate in my head about it, and it never shuts up for hours. So I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I've been thinking more and more about starting low-dose T. I know I want top surgery, a form of top surgery. Like, as soon as I found out what top surgery was, I was like, I want that. Testosterone for me has been a little, like, mostly because there's one very specific thing that T does that I don't want. All the other ones I do, but the one that I don't want is like such a prominent thing. Honestly, I feel like knowing if you're ready to like start hormones or like do like something like medically transition, obviously like it can be scary. It's something that like is permanent. But if you genuinely think that's something you want to do, I would say talk to your doctor about it. 100% go to a doctor about it. If you're in therapy, talk to your therapist about it, and like get their opinion on that kind of stuff. I definitely am like, not gonna lie, if I ever do go on like testosterone, I'll probably just hit up Planned Parenthood, do informed consent, and that'll be that. But that's because I do have a therapist, and my therapist is also non-binary, so I would talk it out with them first. But I think it's just something you have to weigh, like what the pros and cons are for you, and if you think it'll be beneficial for you. Like I said, for top surgery, I knew as soon as I heard about that I wanted it. Like as soon as I was like, I can get my titties off. Like, hey, let's go. So I'm actually gonna start saving for that this year because I'm like, I need these things gone. But yeah, I think it's just something you need to like think about, weigh out the options for yourself. Be like, okay, these are the things I want. These are the things I'm a little bit more iffy about. The things that you're kind of iffier about, excuse me, I would definitely talk to your doctor. And like, you can all like, there are low doses that you can take. Like, if you do want to like see what it's like for you, lower doses of tea will definitely like, the changes will be slower, and you'll be able to be like, okay, I like this or I don't like this, and be able to go off or like be like, okay, I like this, give a full dose, and if you don't like what's happening, you can be like, okay, I'm done, and the changes will be not as drastic. Sorry about my camera going in and out. I'm very like all over the place. I hope that helped. If I remember correctly, German has 3 genders in their language, but then you got Spanish. Are you a are you a female non-binary or a male non-binary? Yeah, Queen Turf. She really is. Oh my god. Ah! The debate, TBH, is my want for a mustache and to keep my high. Oh, okay. I got you. Yeah. No, like, when it comes to. I can understand if you, like, if you sing, like, the worry about, like, how it would affect your voice. For sure, I can understand. But then I've also seen a lot of, like, people on testosterone or on estrogen, like, especially on testosterone, they get like such a, their voice does change, but they still work with it and they have really nice tones and stuff. It can be really beautiful. German has male, female, and thing. So while there are 3 grammatical genders, trying to be gender neutral in German is extremely hard. Yeah, I hope that helped. I get the voice thing though. Yeah, like it is a worry. So I would definitely, if you genuinely want to go on testosterone, I would probably say, like, again, not a doctor, talk to your doctor, but like low dose, just so you can see what the effects are like and what's happening with your voice and that kind of stuff.
That English is so weird.
English is weird!
Have the pronouns, the capacity, the language, the words.
How do you feel about gendered languages?
Oh, I hate them. Get them out of here. I was on a panel in Florence with non-binary activists who who had to talk about how everything has a gender. So pencil, plant, that it is so etched on who they are that there's a binary because of the way they speak and how that affects them.
And you're constantly reminded through the language that was spoken by your ancestors, that this has been something so deeply ingrained into the culture that it's not going anywhere. And that you're wrong if you don't fit within that, because even the language is built upon that.
Exactly.
How do you feel about people who, even if they're well-intentioned, say all non-binary people want to be referred to in this way?
It drives me crazy because it completely shatters the entire concept of being non-binary.
Literally.
Now that people who are non-binary are starting to get a little bit of push in media and in shows and things like that, they all look like me. They're super skinny, they're white, they're assigned female at birth, and that is not where it ends. People who are non-binary are so diverse in how they...
Non-binary has... I've seen a lot of creators talk about this, and it's literally become, at least representation-wise, in media specifically, white, skinny, trans mask person. Which you're still centering that identity around something that you're comfortable with and that people value in society, which is masculinity. Which is insane. Non-binary is such a... I don't want to say it's such a rainbow of identities. But, there's so many aspects of it, and it's literally not just white people. And, AMAB people get pushed to the side so much. I can't think of, other than Double Trouble, someone who is assigned male at birth who's playing a non-binary character in, media. It's ridiculous. From my struggle, I went back and forth when I talked to my doctor about estrogen and I have dyslexia, so I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce that. For 6 months until I actually decided to try and see if it was for me. Yeah, so take your time. Literally, it's all a journey and you're figuring it yourself out, and it's such a beautiful thing to be non-binary because there are so many ways to be non-binary. Thanks for the clarification. I knew I was using something wrong. I need to go now. Okay, bye! Rain from the out. Oh, really? Oh, never mind. Oh, shit!
Look and how they act and how they present, because it is such a broad term.
You can look fairly conventional and so but I don't think of myself in those terms.
100%.
I feel like they have to look like me in order to call themselves non-binary.
Jump in! I love them. Oh my god, you're right!
You know what?
I love them so much.
Gender shit's kind of stupid. Right. I'm a little fed up with it. I would like to feel a little more free in my life.
Do you think society as a whole would function differently if no one was assigned a gender?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it would be different. I don't think it's a good idea. What I really would love is just for people like me to be more accepted.
You want to be more inclusive rather than saying, let's get rid of all of it.
Indeed, it's an addition and not a subtraction.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. It's an addition, not a subtraction.
It's definitely a shit show. I'm out. I'm living my non-binary identity. I want to be perceived as, gender neutral. Part of that for me is having documents that reflect that, especially when I go to the bar and I hand them my ID, which currently now shows me looking like a cis woman. I get so many and then quadruple takes, and that just creates a space that
the second person's literally such a mood.
If the ID, see the X,
literally,
they would know. It would eliminate a lot of really uncomfortable situations.
Yeah.
Welcome to the White Lotus.
I need to watch White Lotus. I've heard it's really, really good. Sorry.
If there's anyone watching who is currently angrily commenting down below that the concept of non-binary is all in your head, and that there are only scientifically, biologically 2 genders.
There are not! And to all of the people that will literally come at, non-binary people and or like and intersex people and be like, oh, intersex is a medical like, why are you medicalizing someone's experience?
Oh, what I say to everybody is, I'm like, if you Google the definition of gender and you read like one of the first results, which is from the World Health Organization, they say that gender is a social construct.
It is.
So I don't really know how else further to explain to you that you're trying to use science, but science says that gender is a social construct.
Gender is.
You hear that? Science said it. Can't argue with science. Actually,
that's a whole other conversation.
Different video.
That is a different video. Let's
go.
Do you
feel like this misconception comes from the idea that gender and sex is the exact same thing?
It's not.
It comes from the idea that gender and sex are the same thing, right? That like having a penis means you're a man. But it also comes from this idea that sex is easily sortable into two categories.
Which it's not.
So much diversity among even human sex. What it shows us is how this toxic gender bullshit gets into scientifically how we think about bodies. We have a lot of work to do to unlearn the really shoddy science around sex difference.
It's not a trend.
People tell you that non-binary is just a new trend.
The way that I have felt my whole life. It's really invalidating, you know, because I think a lot of people are so quick to say that because I haven't had that experience, it's not real. And
I feel like a lot of people think say that about all aspects of the LGBTQ plus community. Like people in general do that. People do that. If they have not experienced it, it's very hard for them to like imagine it as a thing. Because people as a whole are trash and also just very, I'm not saying this in a bad way, but are very selfish, think only of themselves, and the experiences they have. Not a bad thing, but like when it comes to like ignorance, it is a bad thing. I remember seeing a tweet on YouTube where the gender binary is a lot more complicated than we think. I could be wrong. Have a good night. Bye. Have a good night. Oh, we've been going for like an hour. I've been talking a lot. I'm sorry.
My perception, and there's a whole however billion people out there who see the world differently.
I'm hoping to be done by 9.
The world of non-binary. If you were to have kids someday, what would you want them to refer to as? I wanted to let you know that pre-orders for Made Padillo and our lists with same-day movie full-length trailer out for it yet at hbom.ax/Padillo.
Good night. Good night. Beyond the binary.
How do you think your life has changed most since identifying as non-binary?
I was finally able to sit quietly with myself.
I agree with that.
Myself alive. From the inside out. And not everybody needs to come out. Not everybody can. It's not always safe for everyone. But to me, that's the gift that it gave me to be.
I've gotten, I think one of the best things about, I'm not gonna get emotional, I'm just a little sick. I think literally one of the best things in my whole life was finding out about being non-binary and like knowing that for myself and knowing and being comfortable with that for myself. Because like I said, when I was a teenager, I was just angry. I didn't understand what was wrong. I never felt like connected to womanhood. I never felt like that kind of stuff. I remember I used to like take pictures of myself a lot. Like I had a lot of pictures of myself from the ages of like 16 to like 18, 19, where I just like look at my face and I just like was trying so hard to connect, but I was so disassociated from how I looked, and I was like, what is this? And that's like another thing that I feel like people don't talk about enough, or like maybe they do and I just haven't heard it. Y'all can correct me about, but like the disassociation you have from your body by being misgendered so much and just trying so hard to be like, is this me? Like, is that what I look like? Everyone sees a woman and everyone's trying to tell me I'm a woman, but I'm just not. Like, I don't see that and I don't feel comfortable with that and I don't associate with that. So like coming out as gender fluid and then realizing non-binary fit me more, like even over like the pandemic, I got, like, super comfortable with myself. And I was at Trader Joe's, and there are some transphobic people there and conservative people there, but, like, a lot of them are fairly understanding. A lot of the people I worked with, especially the younger people, like, were very good about pronouns, very good about making, like, me and the other trans and non-binary people that work there feel seen and, like, used our pronouns, and, like, it was such a good environment in that aspect, because it was the first time at a job that I had, like, people that weren't my friends, that weren't my family, like, do a basic human kindness of just, like, you know, using them. Yeah, no, definitely over the last 3 years I've gotten so much more comfortable with myself, which, like, is amazing. I'm not as angry, I'm not as, like, want to rip my body apart, I'm not as, like, you know what I mean? I've definitely calmed down, like, a lot when it comes to that kind of stuff, just because I have been able to be true to myself and be like, okay, I know this about myself, just because the general public as a whole will see me as either a man or a woman. Like, I know who I am. And knowing who you are is, like, one of the most beautiful things that you can learn in this life. Like, obviously, I'm still gonna learn more about myself and grow more and all that, but I don't know, I just think it was something very necessary that I needed to be comfortable and be like, I shouldn't actively hate myself every day just because of this. I think the pandemic helped everyone figure themselves out. Well, yeah, 100%. I definitely think. Unfortunately, because, you know, pandemic was not a good thing, but I do think it helped a lot of people have time to think about a lot of things, deconstruct a lot, and people became very disillusioned with a lot of constructs and social things that we live in, especially in the United States of America.
Be truly, truly myself.
I think I've definitely developed so much more
I
confidence.
know it certainly helped me figure myself out, yeah.
It's kind of funny that when you start to feel more you, things start to happen that you would think aren't necessarily tied to your gender. I started surfing, which I've never done sports in my life.
Willing to take risks and just, like, step outside of your comfort zone because there wasn't this weight of this other thing on you?
Like, there was space that freed up in my brain where I was, like, constantly beforehand sitting there thinking, like, why am I different? Why am I so different? Why am I going through this? Why am I like this? And that was just a constant hum in the back of my head. Now that's gone, and so now I'm just feeling more comfortable in my own skin, and I'm confident in who I am.
100%.
Jane wants to know what your experience with dysphoria has been.
Dysphoria is a disconnect between how you feel on the inside with how you maybe look on the outside. So it's like a body part or something like that. For me, it's mostly been, you know, with my body. I tend to have a lot of dysphoria on my chest,
100%.
And just like my shoulders and things like that. I really just want an androgynous looking body. Like, I don't want anybody to, like, look at me and go, that's a woman based on this, or that's a man based on this.
Heather wants to know, if you were to have kids someday, what would you want them to refer to?
Someone on TikTok had their kid say, honey, what do you call me? And they said, Ma Pa. And I thought it was the cutest fucking thing. If I ever had a child, I would be like, you're calling me Ma Pa, because that is literally so cute. I thought it was so freaking cute.
I want to get away from mom and dad entirely, and I want them to call me Pop, because that's cute as hell.
That's cute.
And also, like, I'm Pop. You know,
I'm Pop.
I am Pop.
They
a lot
are.
of people imagine that if there is a non-binary identifying parent, that they expect their child to be like, parent.
Kids would be like, would like, when they wanted to really get under my skin, would be like, gender neutral parental unit number 1. I'm hungry when it's dinner.
I would 100% be okay with that.
If there's anyone watching who feels that they might identify as non-binary, but are nervous about coming to terms with that because of what that might mean in their family or societally or even within themselves. Is there anything you want to say to them?
Make sure you're in a safe place.
100%.
Make sure you have a good friend group that you can toss these thoughts back and forth with and experiment within that friend group. You know, try going by they, them pronouns for a week, or try a different name for a week, or, you know, even just say, like, I'm non-binary for a week, and within that safe space, see how that feels. And if it feels right, then maybe do some soul searching a little bit, and maybe you are.
Always remember that you deserve to feel good.
Yes!
Slow and really being kind to yourself and giving yourself the gift of patience will make this feel a little bit more doable. Because it's a journey, and it's going to take a lot longer than you think.
It will.
But I mean that in the most beautiful way. Like, I am 29, I am almost 30, and I am still discovering new things about my gender every single day. And it's fabulous.
I love them so much.
I'm a wise old grandma, okay? I gotta have some sage wisdom for the baby.
I would expect you to have so much gray hair with that kind of
I have quite a bit, though. Look, you see it?
Damn, that's how you know you're wise. What do you think the biggest misconception is about non-binary people?
Non-binary people are curvy. Non-binary people are fat. Non-binary people are every skin tone, every ethnicity, every race under the sun. We are everywhere, and there is no such thing as what a prototypical or archetypal non-binary person looks like. And
Straight
I
up!
wish that people understood that better.
All right, you got 5 seconds to shout out or promote anything you want directly into camera. Go.
If you want to watch queer content, subscribe to Angel and Nicole on YouTube, and you can follow me at Kenkel Morris on TikTok and Instagram.
Aww.
Sissy, a coming of gender story. Buy it from your local bookstore if you can, but if you can't, you can buy it online.
Buy my audiobook. My voice will tell you there is nothing wrong with you.
Y'all should subscribe to this cutie over here, because we had a great conversation.
He
and
is
also,
cute.
Then you get to see more of Slade.
True, because Slade has some rage issues, so if you don't click that subscribe button, you don't want to know.
Am I subscribed?
After spending a day with these individuals who identify as non-binary,
I don't think I am,
how
actually.
nuanced and complex gender identity really is. Everyone's experience with what feels most authentic to them is wholly unique and deserves to be met with respect at the very least.
Are we done? That took a lot.
Yeah. They're
Oh.
fuzzy little legends. We are all just slogs, okay? Can I hold Slade?
Go ahead.
Is that acceptable?
Go ahead.
Slade, do you consent?
Slade
Oh.
consents. Yeah, he likes getting touched.
Oh god. Okay. Hello, y'all. That actually took longer than I thought it was going to. I thought it would be like 40 minutes. I've been here for like an hour and 10 minutes. Oh my gosh, yes. Same, I was pissed off at weaponized identity politics as a teenager, though, because some stupid feud with this trans student, which made me vulnerable to rhetoric online in 2014 to 2017. So much regret. TBH, your stream showed up in my recommended videos. I was curious how the algorithm decided that. I also show up in a lot of not so nice people's recommended, which I'm like, YouTube literally shows you the content that you watch regularly. So like, it's really interesting to me when conservative people watch queer things. I'm like, it's saying one of two things about you. Either you are very curious about queer people, which who wouldn't be, and second is you're actively seeking out queer people to hate, which is disgusting, and you should not do that. I am so sorry that happened to you. I'm not going to lie. From like 2017 to 2019, I watched Calvin Guerra, which fucked up my dysphoria a lot. A lot. Because, oh god, I don't even know why I was fucking watching him, like, to be honest with you. I was like, Calvin Guerra is, like, a whole other thing. But yeah, I definitely feel that whole, like, regretting watching someone that, like, now you know, like, views were not great. And as a non-binary person, like, because I think I was leaning more into, like, being a mask at that time, because I wanted to get so far away from femininity at that point in my life, because it was so, like, it was such a thing that, like, I felt pressure to be feminine all the time. Like, oh, God. So, like, I used to watch his videos, and, like, he would be like, oh, you can't be a trans man, or, like, you can't do this, like, hand motion. If you talk with your hands, it's girly, like, that kind of shit. And I'm like, bruh, I used to watch it. Ah! He's so gross. Anyway, very happy I got away from that. There was some Tate stan in the comments earlier, and I think he left because no one was paying attention to him. I'm not gonna lie, I did not notice, so, like, I'm sorry that I didn't ban him, but, like, I'm happy I wasn't paying attention because I don't give a fuck. These Andrew Tate motherfuckers, oh my god. Like, literally, get a life, y'all. I'm probably gonna be wrapping up in a few minutes. I remember voting in first grade where I chose someone based on how cool the name sounded. You know what? I feel like that's pretty valid thing to do. I would, oh shit. Yeah, no, that's valid. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching this video with me. Next week I might do like a meme react. I don't know. Excuse me. I'm gonna be pretty much dedicating Thursday nights as stream nights. So keep it free. Andrew Tate, follow religion. What the fuck? I did not see that at all. Jesus Christ. Love spending time here. Thank you so much. Yeah, so around the same time, probably 7:30. I'm also thinking about streaming on Twitch, which I'll do different content than I do here. That'll be like gaming content, drawing, possibly chess. Even though I'm bad at chess, like, I want to get better because Alzheimer's runs in my family, and I do not want to get it. And so, yeah, I want to kind of keep this channel to LGBT stuff, and then you'll see a little bit more unhinged Lynn if you ever want to see me on Twitch. So I'm trying to decide if it's going to be Sundays or Wednesday nights for that. So I'll probably do a poll. I'm setting up my OBS before I got here, yes. What is the Tate religion? Can you make the gender fluid comp? Oh, if you haven't already. Yeah, I will. I'll definitely do that. I need to do a whole lot more content on all of the gender stuff. I know, so I'm going to be talking a bit more about asexuality in the next couple weeks, just because Valentine's Day is coming up, and, like, I'm going to be talking about, like, asexual and aromantic stuff for the majority of the first 2 weeks of February, and I'll get more into gender stuff. For sure, do more, like, I don't think I've ever really talked about demi-girl, demi-boy, agender. I'll definitely get into, gender fluid stuff for sure for you guys. Yeah, I'll be here, and I'm gonna be streaming, so I'll know, like, what you want to see, so I'll literally keep that in consideration. I am very happy my anxiety from earlier in this evening has gone away. Y'all have helped me so much with that. I'm gonna go eat a bowl of ice cream, but it was very nice to be here. I'll be here next week. Ah, thank you. Yep, I'm gonna end up right here. So yeah, I'll be here Thursday next week at 7:30, again, Eastern Standard Time, and I'll let y'all know about, like, gaming stuff and drawing and other stuff on Twitch when I decide the days. So yeah, if you want to see me do that too, be sure to follow me on Twitch. Yeah, thank you all so much for being here. Ah, you're lovely! Literally amazing. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you so much. Bye.